Well, hello there, and happy Monday. We have some wintry weather on the way, so let's take a look at what we can expect for the night tonight and what is coming for your morning commute tomorrow. There's the snow. That's what it's looking like on radar right now, and you can see that it stretches all the way down towards St. Louis. So this is a pretty sizable system that's coming our way. And we're going to have to deal with this mainly through the overnight hours. We've had a few areas in central Ohio that have already gotten a little bit of snow, and more of that is on the way. So the heaviest of this is likely to be between about midnight and 6 in the morning. So say 3 a.m. you're likely to see some pretty good snow coming down across the area, and that's why we're going to plan on about 2 to 4 inches as this continues to move in. Is it a giant winter storm? No, but it's enough that it's going to affect the morning commute. You'll probably have some delays, and you might even have a few, especially rural schools, that may decide not to put buses out on some of the rural routes. So, and it's not going to last all day. This is going to taper off so that by mid-morning, most of it's finished, and we'll be in cleanup mode at that point. Here's where we are right now, a little closer look. So the city of Columbus mostly getting just some flurries at the moment, but to the north, parts of Delaware County, up into Knox County, a little bit over into Logan and Union counties, you've got some decent snow happening already. South of I-70, there's not much at all, and that will be the case at least for a little while yet, but you're going to get some too. This is just going to take a little bit longer for it to fill in south central Ohio. Here's how that looks. So here's Futurecast for the night tonight. You see there's already some snow happening to the north of Columbus, and that's what we're seeing on radar right now. So that's verifying so far. And then during the night tonight is when more of this begins to move in. Look at 3 o'clock in the morning. It's coming down just about everywhere. That's why the entire state of Ohio has a winter weather advisory through at least 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. And that is, as this snow falls, it will begin to accumulate. It'll cause some slick spots on the roads. And so all of that is a reason to just give yourself a little extra time in the morning if you have to go out, and make sure you're ready for some snow-covered streets and bridges and overpasses. The slickest parts that we're likely to see are those bridges and overpasses, but even your side streets, because they haven't been treated. They probably haven't had a plow. They may not get a plow. And because of that, as cars drive over that snow, packs it down, and it becomes very slippery. So another reason to just give yourself a little extra time, give yourself some grace in the morning, get up a few minutes early so that you can add that to your morning routine, and it'll save you some frustration later on. In the meantime, here's what it looks like by 9 o'clock in the morning. Mostly finished. So this is mainly an overnight event. It affects the morning commute, and then it moves on. 2 to 4 inches across a lot of the area. There will be a few pockets that get a little bit more than that. Southeastern and southern Ohio are going to have a little bit more moisture content in this, and your temperatures are going to be a little closer to the freezing mark. So even though the models are suggesting 4 to 6 there, I think it'll still probably be closer to 2 to 4, just because you're closer to freezing. Where we are in central Ohio, 2 to 4, yeah, because we're still going to be about 27, 28 degrees, and so that means you're looking at a 10 to 1 ratio. So this is going to be not a huge storm, but it's enough to affect things and to slow things down a little bit. So this is going to start during the overnight hours tonight, and it'll be heaviest between, say, 2 and 5. And that's when you're likely to get those accumulations that are going to cause issues on the roads. By 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, it's pretty much finished, and by then you've got that 2 to 4 on the ground. And then we're in cleanup mode. While the snow is falling, the crews are out there cleaning the roads the best they can, but as soon as they run through, the snow is still coming down, and so it makes it a real challenge. Once the snow stops falling, they'll get it cleaned up pretty quickly. So it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Now, on those side roads and maybe some rural roads, you are going to have some accumulation that sticks around for a while, because the plows don't always get into some of those side streets as fast as they do on the big roads. And that's worth keeping in mind. You know which ones those are for your morning commute. But bridges and overpasses are always going to be an issue, and so we'll watch those. Here's what we're looking at for Tuesday morning. Elevated chance for 2 to 4 inches across a lot of the area. There will be some pockets that may get a little bit more than that, but 2 to 4 is enough that you might find some delays in the morning. And there might even be a few places that say they don't want to risk it, and they'll just shut it down for the day. Slippery roads, especially bridges and overpasses, some of those side streets, that's going to be a significant risk for tomorrow morning. And then you're going to have a little bit of a breeze, but it's not going to be wind chills that are down to 0. It's going to be wind chills in the 20s. So pretty typical for a December day in Ohio. So this is a good snow. It's going to have an impact, but it's not the kind we need to rush out and get supplies. Snow showers for the overnight hours tonight, 27 degrees. The winter weather advisory stretches all the way from here to St. Louis and all the way up into New England. So we're not alone in this. There's going to be a lot of places getting some of the snow. But 2 to 4 by the time we get into the morning. And in the afternoon, then that will start to do, in a few areas, a little bit of melting. Not a lot, but some. And you'll probably see a little bit of sunshine break through the clouds now and then. But Wednesday, we'll get a little bit more snow on Thursday. Thursday, half inch, maybe an inch out of that, but it's not going to be as much as we get tonight. So it's not expected to be a big issue for your Thursday morning commute the way it is for tomorrow's morning commute. So plan on some on and off showers through the night tonight. Snow showers are going to accumulate. 2 to 4 is what we're going with. I think you'll find a lot of areas with 1 to 3, pockets of 2 to 4, and a few remote areas that get even more than that. But that's going to be what's on the way. So plan on taking it slowly for the daytime tomorrow and be safe. We're going to track this through the night tonight. Good Day Columbus is going to start at 4 a.m. on Tuesday, so that as whatever delays and closings are coming in, we'll have those for you first thing in the morning. Andrew Buckmichael will be here with a live look as the snow is coming down, and we've got a full staff of reporters ready to get out there on the road with mobile track and your Steer Clear Team Traffic. It's going to be a big morning tomorrow, so plan ahead, bundle up, and be ready for some of that snow. And we will see you again soon.